Guess who's Bazak?
And if you don't know,
Let me break it down for you again.
Okay, party people in the house, you're about to witness something you've never witnessed before.
It is my pleasure, it is my treat, it is my honor to introduce to you the man that needs no introduction. Of course he don't need an introduction, or else you wouldn't have bought the goddamn
podcast.
Ladies and germs, get ready for
the E-double-E,
AKA
Kid Dynamite!
AKA
The magnificent with the sensational style.
AKA
the nigga from last year,
AKA
Stop, hold up, pause, quick, change the groove and funk it up a little bit.
who the fuck is this?
E. Temperamental, I snap quick, very touchy.
The E-double-E, over and over, you
Incognito, taking it easy.
who the fuck is this?
E. Cocky, crazy, ill man, rowdy.
Stay awake and watch the show I take, cause right now, stay deep, sleep like Mr. Rick. Who the fuck is this?
Oh, you didn't know?
Let me break it down for you again.
I'm like Zorro, I'm all E in your back.
Your ass better call somebody.
Grab your dick if you love
E.
Rub your titties if you love
The E-double-E,
Guess who's Bazak?
put out the word.
Incredible, I mix up shit like cake mix.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Come on, let's Big Mac, fillet of fish, quarter pounder, French fries, icy coke, thick shake, Sundays, apple pie. Big Mac, fillet of fish, quarter pounder, French fries, icy coke, thick shake, Sundays, apple pies. If you're hungry, then for goodness sake, give yourself a tasty break. With Big Mac, fillet of fish, quarter pounder, French fries, icy coke, thick shakes, Sundays, apple pies. At McDonald's.
Yo, fast food restaurants in the 80s, early 90s, incredible. Not only the prices, especially in the 80s, the prices, you go crazy right now. But the whole experience, and in most cases, the food was pretty damn good. The thing was, when you got McDonald's, it was a treat. It was a surprise. It was a reward. It wasn't just dinner. Not to mention, there wasn't one on every corner. It was that one McDonald's that when your parents drove down the street, you got hyped thinking, we might be going. You know, they never announced it. They would pull in, and you go batshit in the car, or they just bring it home and you lose it. You had a McDonald's on the table when you came in from playing kickball. Also, but this is when the menu had like 5 items. That was it. So it wasn't parents not knowing what to get you or what you like. One, you ate what they got you, and 2, we weren't lames like today's kids and extra picky, or worse, allergic to everything. Anyway, the big 3 were McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. Really, most of this I could spend on McDonald's because the 2, Wendy's and Burger King, ain't really start to mean anything until the late 80s, early 90s. And if you want to go big 4, you would throw in Taco Bell. But we can tackle all that at the end. This is really the McDonald's in the 80s podcast. Why? Because I was thinking about it. So look, this is old school McDonald's. McDonaldland characters McDonald's. Hell, before the characters, it was just Ronald. I remember when, because old, hamburgers was like 49 cents. And the cheeseburgers was 69 cents. 20-cent cheese, I don't know. It was something like that because I remember if I had $1, I could get like a burger and fries. Maybe it was $1.25. Either way, it was cheap. Like Sundays was 60 cents, 69 cents. Large fry was 75 cents. I remember that. they were definitely 75 cents for the large fry. So if you had a $5 bill, which I almost never did in the 80s, you would have ruled and been fat. And this is pre-nuggets. They didn't even have nuggets yet. They had the fried pies. You know, those were things of legend. And they had mad flavors. They had blueberry, apple, strawberry, peach. I want to say lemon, but I think that was just Hostess. Shouts to Fruit Pie the Magician. The McDonald's land cookies were great. It was basically animal crackers, but they had the McDonald's land characters. See, this ushered in the McDonald's land characters era for me. Now, of course, you know, they kind of started in the 70s, I think, but no one cares about the 70s. This is the 80s McDonald's / fast food podcast episode. I want you thinking next episode I'm going to talk about Frisch's Big Boy. But the McDonald's land characters, you have Ronald. Everyone knows Ronald McDonald. But then you had the Hamburglar, Hamilton B. Ergular. That was his name, Hamilton. This guy was dressed up like a half 70s prisoner or Beagle Boy from DuckTales and half Robin, Batman's sidekick. He stole burgers. That was his thing. He stole them seemingly only from Ronald and when kids were around. My beef was at the end of the commercials, Ronald would always give them back to him and share. You know, where's McDonald land jail? You know, or just keep him away from him. He's short. I don't know. Yeah, Grimace. Now, people remember Grimace as the big, dumb, purple guy, but originally Grimace was the evil Grimace, and he was a bad guy. He was a monster. Well, he looked like a monster. Supposedly, like the Hamburglar, his thing was burgers. Grimace was supposed to be a milkshake. Are you supposed to really like milkshakes, or really? I don't know. And he had that uncle that was the Shamrock Shake guy, old Shamrock or some shit. Eventually, he wasn't evil anymore. He became like Ronald's best friend, but messed up all the time in the beginning of the commercials. I hated Grimace, because I'll tell you why I hated Grimace, because I always got Grimace and my Happy Meal. We'll get to Happy Meals in a little bit. But I always got him, and I wanted the other people, like Mayor McCheese. That was my guy. Only because his head was a giant-ass cheeseburger. And ironically, I don't eat cheeseburgers. But if your head is a giant-ass cheeseburger, I'm gonna rock with you. A talking-ass cheeseburger head. Like, why didn't the Hamburglar just try and steal his head? Or, like, chew his face off at least? Anyway, he was the mayor of McDonald's land, and he wore a top hat. A top hat on top of his big-ass cheeseburger head. It's comedy, you can't. And a sash. Yeah, Captain Crook. He was the baddie who stole fish fillet, filet-o-fish. Yeah, filet-o-fish sandwiches. I guess they couldn't call him the fish burglar. I'm pretty sure that was a failed 70s XXX movie plot. The fish. Two things were dope about Captain Crook. One, he always found a way to get away in water or on a boat. Like, it doesn't matter if he stole the fillet of fish while they were on a farm. Eventually, they make their way to water, and he was on a boat getting away. The second thing was they used him to introduce Officer Big Mac, a police officer with a big-ass Big Mac head. I don't know. I remember there being a professor of some sort, but he was whack, and he didn't have commercials. The Fry Guys. The Fry Guys were dope. They were like a mix of cheerleader pom-poms and Pac-Man ghosts. They were Pac-Man ghosts with legs, but fabulous. They stole fries. They'd eat your fries, just like me. They didn't speak. They just ate fries. But somehow, I think they were good guys. That was a rap almost. I guess you could be a good guy if you steal side orders, but not the main dish. If you steal the main sandwich, you're a bad guy. But I guess if you stole French fries and some cookies, I don't know. The best was the Happy Meal gang. It was a burger, a small order of fries, and a drink. The drink looked like Master Shake from Aqua Teen. They were all puppets, and they just hung out and cracked jokes. Like, if a Happy Meal showed up to Pee-wee's Playhouse, is the best way you could describe them. They would just hang out and just crack up. Birdie. Birdie was new school. See, here's my thing about new school and old school. If it happened while you were in school, it's old school. But if it didn't, it's not. Anyway, Birdie, she was new. She wasn't with Captain Crook and Big Cheeseburger Head. She came new, like in '81. Like, that's new. She was an original OG McDonald Land gangster. Anyway, I remember watching commercials, and I don't know if it was an egg that fell, and Ronald was taking care of it, and it hatched, and Birdie, I might be confusing this with the gobbledygooker from WWF. But she was there to promote breakfast, McDonald's breakfast, like early bird shit, some sort. They didn't always have breakfast. She was there to sling them hotcakes. See, and now if they did it now, Birdie would be twerking them cakes. Why didn't they ever do JYD like a crossover with Grab Them Cakes? See, that was two WWF references damn near back to back. Or Love Affair with Coco Beware. No? Kind of shoehorning that in. Anyway, Birdie was a stupid bird that I hated. She couldn't fly. She wore goggles, and she was always happy and fat. We don't like her. There were more you had. You had the McNugget buddies. It was little chicken nuggets. I think it was a 6-pack, and they talked. They hung out with the Happy Meal crew when the Happy Meals came out. Mac Tonight, I guess, but that wasn't really McDonald Land, and we're sticking with the OGs. The commercials were staples during Saturday morning cartoons. They debut something, some meal, and that's what you wanted, and then that's what you hope that your parents would get for you. So, you know, that's what it was. Hold on, I'm gonna take a quick break because now I'm hungry. But I'm gonna take a quick break and then we'll come back. More 80s, McDonald's, and we'll see what else happens after this.
After the messages, we'll be right back.
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big fluffy bun.
It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
Back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. It's the EDP, Eclectic Discussion Podcast. I'm eclectic, obviously. I'm waxing poetic about the 80s McDonald's lifestyle. Just things that happen. Look, little hamburgers and cheeseburgers and french fries were so affordable, and you didn't get them all the time. And some people never got them because even though they were affordable, they were just poor. So I don't know. I'm reminiscing. Like when the Nuggets came out, when the Nuggets dropped, that's hashtag puberty.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
When the Nuggets dropped, they had the styrofoam containers. Shout outs to styrofoam containers. The burgers were always wrapped in the paper. And the Big Mac got the styrofoam treatment, and the fries had the little paper pouch to the large. In large, you got the carton. Then the nuggets. When the nuggets came out, they had the styrofoam container, and then when you open it up, it had a little divot, little spot for your dipping sauce. And then on top of that, that's when they had honey. They had honey for the dipping sauce, like for real honey. Like dipping your chicken in honey is genius. But they got rid of it, but that was the main attraction. It was like candy, but protein. I don't know. One thing about the food at McDonald's, though, and this does not apply to everything that went down in the 80s. It doesn't apply to Burger King and Wendy's, almost nothing else. But McDonald's, all of their food, all of their stuff tastes the same as it did back then. It's alien food. Like, no, the recipe didn't change. I'm pretty sure that the patties didn't change. I'm pretty sure that the same patties that they had, they still just got leftover joints. It's alien food. It doesn't change. The burgers, for better or for worse, never tasted like beef. It tastes like McDonald's. That's how if you could do a taste test with McDonald's, you open it up, burger, I don't know what burger, that's McDonald's. Because it doesn't taste like food. It's its own category. It tastes like McDonald's. It's just what we're used to. Those soy-ass burgers and those fake-ass onions, and it never filled out the bun. Shouts to where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
It's just McDonald's. Now look, I never had a Big Mac in my life, so I can't speak on the taste of that or the special sauce. I steer clear from any sauce that's special. And you had the quarter pounder, the McDLT. Now, remember the big DLT, the lettuce, tomato, mayo. Supposedly, they did that to take on the Whopper. I'm pretty sure it didn't do so well, but its main selling point was the package. That long-ass styrofoam container, and the hot side stays hot and the cool side stays cool. And you basically had to make your own burger. They just put one of those soy-ass, nasty-ass, McDonald-tasting patties on the hot side, and then put all your other stuff on the cool side, and you make it yourself. You fold it up. I don't know if that was smart, because you got to see that your burger was really like a pepperoni-sized hockey. The McChicken came out in the 80s. Nuggets, we discussed the nuggets, was 4, 6, 9 pieces at 20. Like nobody in the 80s, nobody got the 20 piece. You had to be a baller to get the 20 piece. Because no matter how affordable McDonald's was, the 20 piece was like $30. It just seemed like it. Nobody got the 20 pieces. Like again, there's no other barbecue sauce tastes like McDonald's. No other nuggets, tastes like that egg wash yolk dipped, batter dip, nasty. It's alien food. I'm telling you, it's alien food. No, it just tastes like McDonald's. No other. You can't confuse it with anything. Filet of fish. The filet of fish drop. It was basically the same whack ass, watered down, no taste ass fish fillet they gave us a school lunch in the elementary school. It's the if you go back and listen to the school lunch podcast I did, same shit. Same with the McRib. In school, they call it ribicue. It was the exact same thing. I know this for a fact. I was in 6th grade. I had it, and then they debuted it like 5 years later. I'm like, it's Rubik's. The main event though, the Happy Meals. Before we go any further, the Happy Meals were everything in the 80s because it wasn't just a value meal. It wasn't a discounted joint or a mini version of the regular menu. It was a full menu, but in the box. And the box was all the fun. The arches were the handles. And they would have mazes and things to color on them and jokes, and the McDonald's Land characters were doing something, dancing and jumping over the bridge or whatever they were doing. It just made you happy, made you smile. You got to see the McDonald's Land characters. Or whatever the promotional tie-in characters were at the time. They'd be on there, Star Wars, Superman, Muppets, whatever it was. Plus then the toys. Like back then you had Hot Wheels, like legit Hot Wheels, the die-cast joints, the metal, throw it, cave your brother's forehead in, Hot Wheels. Then like in the 80s they went to plastic bodies because kids are pussies now. They had those fake Transformers, the changeables, they transformed but they were menu items. You have your nuggets that transformed and the shake. I never got the shake. I wanted the shake. You'd of course have the McDonald's Land characters, but I always got Grimace. I'm telling you, you always got Grimace. I don't know anybody got, I wanted the shake, maybe the burger. Sometimes I would see somebody with the Big Mac, but most of all, you would get Grimace. If they gave you the McDonald's Land characters, the greatest thing ever though. The GOAT, the number one, the main thing, the best thing that McDonald's has ever done from whenever they opened till now. Was the Happy Meals and the spaceships. Son, those were the greatness. They were plastic, and all your food were in them. They put your food in them, you know, and put the top on. First of all, they came with stickers. And it was a red, a blue, a green, might have been a yellow one. But they had stickers of the McDonald's Land characters, and like you put them in the windows of the spaceship, and it had an American flag. I remember the American flag, I think it was on the front. But you could throw them like frisbees. It was a spaceship, and you had your food. The spaceship Happy Meals were the greatest thing ever. If you remember, listen, I don't even know if you can Google those, but those were incredible. That was McDonald's though, in the 80s. What I miss? The milkshakes. That's the other thing. Hold on. It's alien food. The milkshakes, when you got them, you would implode your face trying to suck it up, right? Then on the other end of the spectrum, as soon as it melts, it's a biohazard. Anywhere else in life, a milkshake that melts is just sweet milk or something you can rock with. You know, it's like, okay, it melted a little bit. And McDonald's is sludge. Like it goes from milkshake to sludge. Like, okay, that's the thing about McDonald's. McDonald's, when you get it, when they give it to you, when it comes out of the restaurant, when the fries come out of the grease, when the burger comes off of the grill, it's fine. The split second any of it hits room temperature, it is pure unadulterated shit. It is the worst. Everything else you can eat cold. Everything in life you can eat cold. You can eat at room temperature. You might be able to heat it up, but not McDonald's. People love the fries. They go crazy over the fries. But let them some bitches get cold. They're the worst things on the planet. It's alien food. Any other fries, you can like, okay, they're a little cold. You take care of them. Five Guys fries, they're cold. All right, whatever. Because they're gonna be cold because they give you 9 fucking scoops of them. So you eat the ones in the bag first because you're not a heathen. And the ones in the cup, by the time you get to them, they're cold, but they're still good. McDonald's, as soon as it hits room temperature, it's for shit. I'm just saying. Back to the shakes. Shakes, you had vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. Then you had the sundaes. Sundaes were greatness. Joints was like 50 cents. And it had the strawberry syrup. No, they had strawberry. Who cares about strawberry? The strawberry was good for alternative, but they had the hot fudge sundaes and the hot caramel. Now, if you were a G like me, if you was a true as a little kid, this is what you do. I always got fudge on the bottom, and then the caramel, the hot caramel on top. With those, with those crush your teeth, tiny ass, fake ass peanuts. You tell them put the hot chocolate in, then your soft serve sundae shit, and then drizzle the caramel on top, and then you take the little sawdust as peanut brittle peanuts. Incredible. What else? Arch Deluxe. That was the 90s. We're not doing 90s right now. We're doing 80s. Let me think of some more stuff. I'm gonna take a break, take another break, and I will come back because it gotta be more that went down in the 80s with McDonald's. I'll be back after this.
He came from somewhere back in her long ago. The sentimental fool don't see trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. Once in her life, she musters a smile for his nostalgic tale. Never coming near what he wanted to say, only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. He never made her think twice. As she rises to her apology, anybody else would surely know. He's watching her go. What a fool believes he sees. The wise man has the power to reason away.
Welcome back. EDP, MCD. This is McDonald's 80s. This is what happened. This is what went down. We talked about the shakes, the sundaes, breakfast. Of course, some stupid Birdie. That's was the reason why Birdie showed up. Look, only mess with the hot cakes and sausage. That was me. Then later the plain sausage biscuit. I don't do that egg and cheese madness. I don't like it. And I looked at it on the commercial. I don't want to eat eggs anyway. No liquid chickens for me. I don't eat cheese except from pizza and tacos. That's a whole nother story. But when you looked at it, you like, that's not an egg. I don't know what that tall ass fluffed up. I ain't want it. I ain't want anything to do with it. But the thing about McDonald's breakfast is somehow, chemically, the acids in your stomach transforms McDonald's breakfast into cinder blocks, and you're immobile until you evacuate the situation. Like, you eat it, you're like, okay, the hot cake sausage is good. Eat it a minute later, you just like, I don't want to live. I don't want to do anything. And then you just gotta go. And I never cared for the fucking hash brown plank that they gave you either. Give me my little hash brown, what do you call it? Discs? Is that what they have like at Chick-fil-A? Give me the Juju coin hash browns, I guess. I don't know. McPizza. Listen. McPizza was incredible. A lot of people don't remember it. A lot of people don't even know it exists, especially if you're young. You're like, what the fuck you talking about? Look, when it debuted, I was like, I'll try it because it's pizza. You know, when you were a kid in the 80s, pizza, that was a reward. You was at school. We're gonna have a pizza party. You thought it was the greatest school ever, the greatest class ever. If your mother, your father ordered a pizza, you thought they were the greatest parents ever. If you went to spend the night over your friend's house and they were like, we're gonna get pizza, you didn't want to go home. Pizza was everything in the 80s. So, McPizza dropped. I wish they still had those joints. First, they had the family large size, and if you were in a restaurant, they would bring it to your table, like for real, like it was Pizza Hut. But then, I don't think people just wanted to just have family pizza night at McDonald's because they ended up with the personal size joint. It was so good. You had the pepperoni, and you had another one, I forget. And a Supreme. I know you had a Supreme, and I know you had a pepperoni. I don't think they would have did you with cheese. Probably had to be like sausage. But all I know is like the Supreme. Now that I think of it, before they had like a McPizza pocket style thing. It was like a pizza pocket, like a hot pocket, and they put in a cardboard sleeve. They had that before they gave you the traditional round joint. I'm pretty sure that happened before then. But McPizza, it was a thing. It's easy to do McDonald's for the 80s because that's all it really was. Everything else was a distant second. So it's easy to just think about the Saturday morning commercials or McDonald's. It was almost like another part of the cartoon. And going to the restaurant, and that's when they had the 50 billion served, and they would actually change the number. I remember when they would change the number. I mean, I know the number was for shit, but they would change the number, and you had the Playland. Only in certain neighborhoods did they had a Playland. I never got out there because by the time that really popped off, I was too old. I was sophisticated. I didn't want to play around and bounce around on fucking Grimace nose or whatever the hell they had out there. But so it's easy to do the 80s for McDonald's. Now, personally, I preferred Burger King as a kid because I thought the patties taste like barbecue. And so if it's not in the summertime and you can get a hamburger that tastes like barbecue hamburgers, you win. Then as I grew up, it was Wendy's because Wendy's actually tasted like real beef. See, by then, I knew what it was supposed to taste like. We know what McDonald's tastes like. Burger King has that, look, we don't make a lot of money, so this is the beef that we can get. And then Wendy's was, look, this is beef. This is what, where's the beef? They was for real with theirs. But they didn't have the sizzle. They didn't have the McDonald's land characters and the Happy Meals and all that stuff. Like the Burger King had the crown. Now the paper crown, every kid liked the paper crown. When you saw somebody was having their birthday party at Burger King and they had the crown, you was a little jealous. Just a little bit. Or if you went over to somebody's house and they were and the kid was running around outside with the paper crown on, like, damn, they went to Burger King. A little jealous, a little jealous. But they had that. The problem is they didn't have any characters though. I mean, okay, they had the Burger King, who looked like a king on a deck of playing cards. They had the Wizard of Fries. That was a robot. Nobody remembers the Wizard of Fries. Sir Shakes-a-Lot. He was like on heroin. He was crazy. The Burger Thing. The Burger Thing was the picture, right? He was the like a painting on the wall. The Burger Thing, and they had the Duke, the Duke of Doubt. They all sucked though, except for Shakes-a-Lot. Shakes-a-Lot was funny. But they weren't anything like McDonald's land characters. You know why? Because nobody that's listening to this show right now remembers any of them, except for like 2 people. And you 2 people, you get 10 EDP points. Congratulations. But yeah, BK didn't have any 80s standouts. They had burgers and fries. The tenders, they were good. They were, they were far superior to McDonald's nuggets, but they came late. They also had honey sauce though. Listen, the tenders, when the tenders first dropped, they was incredible because the nuggets, McDonald's nasty ass, egg ass, horrible ass nuggets, they had the honey sauce, but it wasn't real chicken. You could tell, you didn't know what was going on. And they were all shaped with, but Burger King's chicken tenders it tastes like chicken, so listen, I'm just saying. Now, they had the Burger Buddies. Weren't they called the Burger Buddies? Wasn't that the thing with the Vander Holyfield? They had they were basically sliders. But those didn't really pop off and they were gone. And then they had like a $2 deal or a $5, I don't know what they had. The thing that made Burger King stand out though, they were the only ones to offer onion rings. Onion rings were incredible. Onion rings were incredible because you couldn't get them anywhere else. Nobody was giving you onion rings. You didn't even get onion rings at school. You only got onion rings from Burger King, and then if you went to some stupid burger joint restaurant or something. So that's what made them dope. And no matter what, when you get onion rings from Burger King to this day, don't believe me, hit pause, better yet, play this in your car while you drive to Burger King and order you some onion rings. You will always get the bonus fry in your carton. I don't know why, but it's a fact. It's a that is science. If you go to Burger King and you order onion rings, you will get a bonus fry in your carton. That's what it is. Wendy's, they were like gourmet burger joints at this point. They had the Super Bar. Everybody liked the Super Bar. Shouts to the Super Bar. They had the 3 different soft-serve sundae options, though. They had the chocolate, the vanilla, and the twist. And then they had all the toppings. At the Super Bar, you could put M&Ms on there, the chocolate chips. Now, that was dope. I will say that was dope. The problem was, they let stupid kids on there, even though I was a stupid kid, but they would let younger stupid kids, more stupider, hashtag, and they would be all nasty with it and mess it up for everybody. I can't do community toppings. I like my stuff away from the public, like Cold Stone. Look, I see them all. You guys, you're the ice cream professionals. You take care of it. Don't trust me to make my own shit because some little Simon and Elliot with their stupid snotty faces and hands are gonna go grab a handful of M&Ms or grab a handful of chocolate chips, and then their stupid ass mother's gonna smack the hand and it goes back into the no, we don't want any of that. So Wendy's had that. The Biggie menu. Now, the Biggie menu was something of legend. That's what turned the tide. The Biggie menu, the 99-cent joint, and the Biggie sizes is what took everybody that I knew away from McDonald's and away from Burger King and to Wendy's. Because they were first to have the 99-cent menu, and it was legit stuff that was 99 cents. It wasn't like, you can have this junior piece of shit. It was, you can have this burger, you can have a junior bacon cheeseburger, you can have all 99 cents. And this was back when you might have only had $1.07. But you only had a couple of dollars. So a 99-cent menu came in the clutch because inflation. It was the burgers at McDonald's were no longer 49 cents. And the burgers at Wendy's, the single was like $1.50. But then they had the 99-cent menu. And they had the nuggets. The nuggets were on the 99-cent menu. Listen, this is what happened. So Wendy's, about 3-4 blocks away from me. I would walk up there. with a $5 bill. Like, I think my father would give me, like, I had an allowance of some sort because my father couldn't cook for shit. And so, I think he burned my cornflakes once. He couldn't cook. So he would hook me up. So I had like $5, right? I could go and get a burger, biggie fry, because it was the big, you had small, medium, large, then you had fat ass biggie. This is before the wrapper. And so I could get a burger, a biggie fry, 6 or 8. It was 8. It was 8 nuggets and something to drink and have change back. It was crazy. And I'd go get some candy. Oh, it's a great time. So the biggie sizes, that's why everybody's fat. That's why you go on Facebook and everybody you went to school with is fat because of the biggie sizes at Wendy's. They got rid of them. But I still want to say, give me a biggie fry because that was just what you did. It's a damn shame that the rapper came way later. He would have had a great marketing situation. Speaking of which, you had the Where's the Beef campaign in the 80s. We had the t-shirts. The old lady, she was famous for a little bit. Where's the Beef? That was a thing. What else? Frosties. I don't know why they waited till like 30 years later to give you the vanilla Frosty. Back in the day, it was like Frosties are great. I'm like, yeah, but it's chocolate. If they would have did the vanillas back then, we would have been fatter. That's what it would have been. We've been on Facebook, but fatter. But the Frosties was great. I never did the dip the French fry in the Frosty thing. I hear it's incredible. Maybe I'll do it one day, but I doubt it. Burger King's milkshakes are superior to McDonald's, especially the vanilla. I don't know what it is about their vanilla milkshake, but it's fucking outstanding. Then you had, so that was like the 3. Then you had Taco Bell. Taco Bell came through because they still had the early 80s prices where you could get a taco for 49 cents or 40 cents or something like that. So you had that same $5 bill, and that's when they came out with the 6-pack. They had the 6 and the 12-pack the first time when it was in a long carton, and you would get a 6-pack of tacos for like $3 or something. And it was, this is what I used to do. There was a Taco Bell about 4 or 5 blocks away from me because it was down the street from the Wendy's. Don't judge me. And I would go up there and I would get a 6-pack of tacos. And I'd get a drink. And I would get the cinnamon crispers. I swear they didn't call them cinnamon twists back then. They called them crispers. And they weren't. They were the same thing. I think originally they were like shaped like Doritos, but it was the same cinnamon, and then they started twisting them. But anyway, it was a thing. And a drink, and I'd be good. The other thing, and no one believes me, and if you remember these, please go in the comments or tweet me. And so I can retweet and show people that I'm not crazy. Taco Bell in the 80s had border fries. They had French fries. They had fries at Taco Bell. I remember it like it was yesterday. They were called border fries. And what they would do is you would get like 3 different ways. They would put toppings on it. They would put, basically, think of a taco salad, but it was on top of your fries. So they put the meat and the olives and guacamole, whatever the hell you wanted. There was 3 different ways you could get them. But border fries, I always just got them plain because I don't want cheese fries. You could get the cheese fries. You could get the Southwestern some shit. But I would get an order of fries and like 3 tacos and a drink and be good. Listen, this is one thing you're gonna find out if you listen to my show. Personally, I think fries go with everything. So don't judge me for eating French fries with my tacos. That's what you do with French fries. Anyway, so you had those. I didn't really get in the Nacho Bel Grande and the Supremes and all that stuff. I didn't even get the Supreme, even though I like tomatoes on my tacos. I was afraid that they would, when I tell them no sour cream, that they would put sour cream in there, but they would sneak it in there, and I wouldn't see it, and I would bite into it, and then I would die. So I didn't get them. So lately, I would go and say, give me a Taco Supreme, no sour cream. You know, you can get tacos, add tomatoes, but then they'll say, so you want a Supreme? And then you say, yeah, and then they'll sneak that shit in there. I don't want that. But Taco Bell was dope for that reason. But that's pretty much what you had. I mean, you had Long John Silver's, which was something. That stuff always, everything there tastes the same. Long John Silver's, everything tastes the same. The place smells like grease. You had your chicken places, KFC, with the original bucket. The buckets used to be dope. They never had like a happy bucket. You would have thought it was more of a family thing. You would have thought they would have came out with the happy bucket. You could color Colonel Sanders because he was in black and white though, so I guess that was a thing. And the KFC, Popeyes. Now, when Popeyes first came to my neighborhood in the 80s, Popeye, the sailor, was actually on the building. He was, for real, it was Popeyes. It wasn't the stupid black lady who swears up and down that she owns or cooks or has something to do with this. You're just a commercial lady. But Popeye was for real. He was big on the side of the building. I remember that. Hardee's had great biscuits. Rowley's, Checkers, they had fries, but I was getting into the 90s. Church's chicken was great. It was just extra greasy. And I swear, in KFC had like regular, original recipe. They had crispy or spicy, and then they had extra. I swear they had extra crispy at some point. I don't know if that means they just fried it extra hard or fried it with a mean looking face, but that was something. Look, this was supposed to be the 80s McDonald's. I mean, I guess I said fast food at the beginning. Look, I can't talk on the West Coast stuff. I never had In-N-Out Burger or Fat Burger. I had Fat Burger once, but it was just like 5 years ago. So I can't really talk on those. Somebody else needs to come on the show. I get Rashani. He could come and tell me about the West Coast stuff. I hear Jack in the Box is the greatest thing ever because you can get like an egg roll, a hamburger, and a taco at the same place. Which, do you trust that? Because shouldn't they specialize in one thing? That's why you don't get brownies at Pizza Hut. I don't know. Anyway, so maybe there'll be a West Coast fast food show. Maybe Rashani will do one. I'll just go in there and listen. I don't know. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for listening. If you remember any of these things, if you remember some stuff that I left off, some of the stuff is intentional so we can start conversation. Some of the stuff is I forget because old. But, put it in the comments on SoundCloud. Tweet at Podcast EDP or at Eclectic, and we'll get it up. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm out of here. Appreciation.
We need food. What are you doing there? I'm rapping. Yeah. No, I see that. What for? Money. That, I want to get some steady bitches and hoes, and some candy for my nose, some diamond stones, to roll with my chrome. Hey, genius. You even know what that means? What does it mean? Where's the keyboards and the tambourine and the guitar? And, the stuff that like white people like.
You want a piano?
Something badass. Like, I don't know, like REO Speedwagon or something.
Yeah.
Hey yo, I know this dude, right? Carl, he wore tight blue sweats but wasn't glued too tight. All he had upstairs was a crude light. You think that's weird? He lived next door to a food fight. Howdy, danger, much obliged for the beat guard. Even though you still eat lard by the meat ward. Mesquite charred. Speaking of which or who, voice all squeaky like they tuned it up a pitch or two. A chunk of burnt up witch's brew. Get your crew. See if they can't get past the stench of the stew. It stank like a septic tank full of pig poo. He mostly only turned into a Frank or an igloo. Switch your view to the brother with the fried dreads, not to be confused with the incense-selling tie heads. His name rhymes with Mike, Cock. You could call him live wire eye sockets, Frylock. Able to shoot electricity through his eyeballs and blast all through your single-sided brick and drywall. More interesting than professional wrestling. When he's online, you can find him on instant pestering. What's up with your boy? He's not a soft or hot drink. Whoever don't like it could suck his straw. It's hot pink. On some junk like Gucci on a classy hoe. Might splash you in the face with nuclear pistachio. Make a fast breaker, that'll be the last mistake. That ass to make is what you get for messing with Master Shake. Look out, don't block the screen, son, lunge across. Trying to watch Adult Swim, Aqua Teen, Hunger Force. Rock this cult hymn, sock your mean younger boss. Psh, Adult Swim, Aqua Teen, Hunger Force. He often wondered, should he get the logo tatted to his woody? He could be
number one in the hood, G.
easily.
And with your wrinkled pussy, I can't be your lover.